Hi guys, it's Chris at Cork and Crown, back at my cider table with some more cider to try. And a treat today, two boxes turned up from West Dorset, from a cider maker in West Dorset, who contacted me earlier in the week and said, hey Chris, would you like some samples? And I said, very much. I'd very much like some samples. I think I've had something from this producer before, a long time ago. I'll put the number on the screen of the film. But recently I'd done some sort of work with them, sort of, from a distance, because I was organising some ciders for the Great British Beer Festival in Birmingham at the NEC. And one of the cider producers that I'd organised to get stuff to the Great British Beer Festival was from Temple Cider. But I never got to try it because it went straight from them to the NEC, so I was completely cut out of the process in that regard. So I didn't get to try any. But I got an email from Joe, thank you Joe, at Temple Cider saying, would you be interested in selling our stuff? I know you're really into cans, we have some cans. And I said, that'd be brilliant, but I'm also interested in bottles. And I got loads of them sent. I've got 10 different things to try. Very generous with the samples. Thank you so much, Joe. So it's Joe and Paul at Temple Cider in West Dorset. I think they moved to the farm that they were on in 2014. They're really into cider, so started to make cider. Found a great local orchard. They've also planted their own orchard now. And I'm going to start. So they sent me some cans, which is brilliant. But they also sent me some 750 ml bottles. And here is one, Yarlington Mill. We love Yarlington Mill. 2021. So they do a lot of, so there's nothing added to their ciders whatsoever. Sometimes yeast, if they need to add any yeast, but it tends to be all wild yeast. They're using a lot of Devon apples as well. This isn't. Yarlington Mill is very much from Somerset, South Somerset, just sort of west of Wincanton. I've passed it a lot because I've been to pick up cheddars from that part of the world. Literally hundreds of times when I worked for Neil's Yard Dairy in London. So this is naturally sparkling, bottle fermented, dry cider. So a lot of what they've sent me is keeved. I love keeved cider. I'm very much looking forward to that. But I thought, let's start with the 2021 vintage. It's 4 years old. Yarlington Mill, one of my favourite varietals, and a dry, and 7.6%. Some big ABVs in some of these cans as well. So they must be getting a lot of sugar in their apples for sure. So this one, IWSC Bronze in 2023. So, great colour. Look at the colour, unfiltered, gorgeous thing. Let's try it. I'm very, very excited. One of the best parts of doing what I do, I get brilliant people sending me brilliant things to try, and I appreciate it so much. I genuinely do. So, pop, little bit of a hiss. There's some bubbles coming up, very slight hiss. This is bottle conditioned, so I don't know if they're bottling before the end of fermentation. So that would be sort of pet nat, or if they're bottling and then dosing with some sugar, which would explain 7.6%. I mean, you can get that, but it's quite high. So if they dose it, that would again just bump up the ABV a bit because the sugars are going to get fermented into CO2 to make it fizzy, but also produce more alcohol. Let's put it in our artist straw glass, shall we? Little shrew there on the artist straw glass. Let's pour this out. So I'm going to do this film, and I'm going to go into the other room and watch some Formula One that I recorded, because I'm a Formula One nut. I can't help it. I was 6 years old in 1976 when Niki Lauda and James Hunt fought for the title. It was the first time it had ever been broadcast on TV. It was BBC Two, I believe. And I watched it with my dad when I was 6 years old. And ever since then, I've loved it. I can't help it. There's a fact you didn't know about me. Formula One fan. So yeah, colour as described. Hazy, amber, beautiful, deep amber actually. So Yarlington Mill, one of the most commonly used single varietals, is a bittersweet. Let's have a sniff. Yep, and it smells like a Yarlington Mill. It smells like a bittersweet. It smells leathery, smells like sweated apple, like ethylene character. It smells a bit leathery, earthy, woody, as in a wood, not in like vanilla, not like an oak barrel. Got that poached apple or salted apple character. I talk about the same things a lot, but you get those things a lot. You really do. It sort of smells boozy as well. It smells great. It smells like a apple pie, apple crumble crust as well, I want to say. Almost a little bit, I want to say bacon. That's not a bad smell, bacon. There's a bit of a bacon smell to it, I want to say. Mouth's watering. Let's try this. Cheers, George. Cheers, Paul. Thank you for this. Okay. Bone dry. The stringency on the front. Nice up. Not too much. I haven't become like a goldfish because it's so astringent. But it's there, it's nice. Leatheriness on the back, nice. Big, bold this one. Very subtle bubbles. And anyone who knows me knows that I like subtle bubbles. Over carbonated? No, no thank you. Undercarbonated, much prefer that. I mean, it's good, it's just right. But I think this is right. You don't need more fizz than this. It's great. I mean, you could have more in it, but I'm completely happy with it. Yeah. So, if you've ever had a dry cider, you'd find this challenging. It's got great fruit, it's big, but it's hard to imagine fruit without any sugar whatsoever. But this has got that aged apple character, baked apple character, but with zero sugar, then that leatheriness on the back end. You know, I think somebody's described as cider box leatheriness on the back end of this that you associate with like big red wines. Totally solid, big. I can feel the alcohol. It's slightly warming here. I can already feel it in my cheeks and head. 7.6%. I haven't had my dinner yet, so I'm drinking this on an empty stomach. So that's not helping, but yeah, this is big, boozy. It's a sipper. With something dry like this, a dry cider, I tend to want to pair it with something. And because it's me, I always want to pair it with cheese. But cheese and cider are great bedfellows, so what's wrong with that? And I also want to pair it with a cheddar. And because it's Yarlington Mill, let's go Montgomery's cheddar, because Montgomery's cheddar is made in North Cadbury, and North Cadbury is the neighbouring village to Yarlington, where the Yarlington Mill apple was discovered growing out of the wall of the watermill in Yarlington. That's what it's called, the Yarlington Mill, discovered in the watermill at Yarlington. So they're right next door to each other. That idea that what goes together, grows together, goes together. I don't think it always worked, but in this case it does work. But you can also have this with something sweet, an Alpine cheese, something with sweetness like Comté, Swiss cheese like Gruyere, a big mountain cheese from France called like Beaufort. That's super sweet, that one. Something like that would go wonderfully with this, because those cheeses have got, the latter cheeses have got sweetness, and that sweetness would go with the dryness of this. And the good thing about cheddar and the mountain cheese is big fat. They've got a lot of fat in them. They coat your mouth with fat when you eat them. And that goes great with tannin, leatheriness, squeakiness. One is astringent, one is like lubricates, and together they work great. So yeah, I'd love to have this with a nice big chunk of hard cheese, be it British, French or Swiss. I don't mind. I'm sure there's some great Italian cheese we could have with it as well. You could even have it with something like Manchego, but I think something a bit more Alpine or cheddary would do the job. Absolutely. This is great. This is great. For people who are into dry cider and interesting cider and well-made cider, this is the sort of stuff you want. I mean, I should probably put a cork in this and not drink it all tonight. I'll see how that goes. And I do like the labels on this. I don't know who paints the labels, but there's a couple of, what I think are pheasants or something, just in the front here. I never really looked closely at the labels. I'll see if I can find out who does the labels, because that's a very pretty little thing as well. So there you go, guys. Yarlington Mill from Temple Cider. We like. Thank you, John Paul. We look forward to trying all 10 of the ciders that you sent me and making films and enthusing about all of them. So there you go, guys. Thank you for joining me at my cider table. I hope you join me again. But until that time, cheers.